Hola guys and girls, and welcome to a new Digimon 1.5 deck profile video, and it is the first one of that, and it is with a deck around, as you can see already on the screen, Ragnaloardmon. And it's, in this case we are gonna focusing on the black one, because as you can see already in the top left right here, it can evolve from a red source or a black source. So why would you want to build about Ragnaloardmon? Well, it's pretty simple. He's level 7 with 14k, has security tech +1 and reboot, and with the Digivolve effect you have the potential to Digivolve into that one for free. So it's very easy to stack other keywords on him, be it in red or black in both scenarios. Like even more security attacks, or stuff like jamming and stuff like piercing and stuff like blocker. He is a keyword monster, and he's pretty much the true word of the meaning, like the boss monster of your deck, if you know what I'm talking about. Like if he's on the field, he is the if you get one attack off of him, that might be the game deciding play for all intents and purposes, because you get so much value out of that. Opponent can't stop it really, and you just check a bazillion securities most of the time. But yeah, we're gonna focus on the black one. I want to preface this with first, I think personally the red one is superior, but on another note, I think Omni Red is better than Ragnarlord Red. So in my opinion, this is currently the best black deck you can build. So yeah, it doesn't have to be my variant, which you see right here, but like some variant of Black Ragnaloardmon is, my opinion at least, at the moment the best black deck you can play. And let's go over the variant I am using. As you can see, we of course play 4 Ragnaloardmon. That's what the whole deck is focused around, so we're of course going to put 4 of them in. You could argue that putting one of them out and putting an Alter S in would improve the deck, but we want to be a pure Ragnaloardmon deck, because, and me personally, I don't have enough Alter S's to have like multiple decks with that, to have like put one here and then still have enough for like an Omni Red deck. So I'm gonna put 4 Ragnaloardmon in this one, and yeah, let's start from the bottom from there with Tamers and stuff like that. So the Tamers we are gonna use is, first of all, we're gonna use 4 Kapurimon. 1000 boost for reboot is of course nice. As you can see, Ragnaloardmon itself has a reboot, so he does get the boost. But more importantly, he does give you value before that, because you have the reboot package on a lot of through the reboot package with Toyagomon, you can get reboot on a lot of Digimon and get the boost early on to get some value out of that. Yeah, before you get actually to Ragnaloardmon, which I think is important, because the other Tama we have in our DGX deck is Kakinmon, which is on the other end of the spectrum, which has the inheritable effect that when you attack and your Digimon is level 7, you do gain a memory. So yeah, you have to be at level 7, you have to be at Ragnaloardmon in this kind of deck to actually gain the effect, so he only gains you value there. And yeah, I personally prefer for Kapurimon, because the 1000 TP boost can, if you want to be aggressive before you get to Ragnaloardmon, can be very important. And yeah, I advise you to play 4 Kapurimon and 1 Kakinmon. You can of course change the round to taste, but this is what I personally like the most. And yeah, going up to rookies, I play 13 total rookies in the deck. Which I think you can get away with, like usually around 12, like 12 is like the minimum number you should see in decks. I personally prefer 14, because I hate bricking, like I hate not having a rookie in my starting hand. But I think in black you can get away with less, because you have stuff in the champion slot which are very cheap on to hard play, which we can not later. But first let's focus on the rookies, and of course we play 4 times the best rookie in black. You should, in all black decks, this should be 4 times in there. That's Toyagomon. Like I already mentioned, he does give you reboots, so through him you get the Kapurimon boost, and a lot of other stuff you get enabled through that in the black reboot package. So he's a great base to start building your Digimon on, and gets you some great value out of Digimon which aren't Ragnaloardmon yet, because obviously Ragnaloardmon has reboot already itself, doesn't need Toyagomon as a source. But yeah, having them there and get some others, like a jamming, security attacks, extra and stuff like that on other Digimon, especially blocker, can be pretty nice, because blocker you can then attack and still have the defense from that. Yeah, but it's pretty straightforward for Toyagomon. It should play in all decks, so I don't want to spend too much time on that. Then I do play 4 times the Tournament Caramon, which has the inheritable effect. This Digimon gets 1000 DP in the opponent's turn. So it's basically a buff for your blockers, so they're more difficult or more resilient in that regard. And it's a nice counter matchup for yellow decks, because yellow decks of course want to remove you by reducing your DP. So every extra DP you have in their turn makes their job more difficult. So yeah, they're nice in that regard as well. You could put here, if you don't have the tournament Caramon, because obviously it's a tournament pro where it's difficult to get if you don't participated in a lot of tournaments. You could put like some of the 2-cost rookies here, like for Commanderamon or for Gurumon, something like that. Because I will, like I will show you later, I don't play any of the 2-cost rookies for reasons which will follow once we saw the rest of them. But yeah, this is Caramon right here, like I said, nice boost for your blockers and makes the job for yellow a bit more difficult. Then I do play 3 Ludemon, which of course is the Tudor rookie for Ragnaloardmon. Has the on-play effect that you get to look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add 1 Ragnaloardmon card and 1 Digimon card with Legend Arms and Type Mon into your hand, and the rest on the bottom. It itself is Legend Arms already. Ragnaloardmon is Legend Arms itself, so theoretically if you reveal 2 Ragnalords, you can pick up 2 of them as well. In total, in my deck, I have, quick head count, with the Ragnaloardmons, I have a total of 19. Yeah, 19 Legend Arms in the deck, so there's a high chance that you at least get one of them, which is very important, which, like this card actually made me change my ratios of certain level 5s and level 4 Digimon in the deck, because it helps you to guarantee get the level, like the Digimon you're missing in your evolution line to get Ragnaloardmon, because as you know, we want to Digivolve to Ragnaloardmon, so it's very important for us to always have the next Digivolution target in hand, so we can keep evolving reliably into until we reach level 7 with Ragnarlord. So yeah, Ludemon helps with that. Pretty straightforward. And the last 2 rookies we play is 2 Gotsumon. Just a very nice cheap blocker, which can basically mean can be the difference between losing and winning a game, just having additional blocker. Of course, with 3000 TP, he's not blocking too much. Like, there's not a lot of mons which are weaker than that. He's just there to stop an attack, not really to hinder the opponent. But yeah, he saved me in a lot of games. And now to the reason why I don't play any of the 2-cost rookies is because 2-cost rookies have one advantage over all the other, which is obviously the cost, because that's why they're named like that. So the only benefit you get from that is through hard playing. If you Digivolve, you always rather have Toyagumons or Caramons. And for hard playing, I personally think that these 5, like, okay, let me actually get them on the screen, like the Ludemons and the Gotsumons, give you more value. Yes, they cost 1 more, but one actually does something, like stopping an attack, and the other one is searching your parts. And the other one is just a 2-cost rookie, which you put on the field and want to Digivolve over. That's why I did go so far without 2-cost rookies, but like I said, that's personal preference. I could see that changing, and we will have to, yeah, play and see how the deck works to see if we want to do that or not. But yeah, like I already talked about, now let's go to the level 4s. We play 13 there in total. Let's start with the one we play 4 times, and as you already know, if you have a black deck which revolves around Digivolving, you always want to play 4 Numemon. He's the reason you can get away with less rookies in the deck, because it's a level 4 which just costs 3 to hardcast. So it's very easy to, yeah, skip the rookie, play a Numemon and Digivolve from there. And yeah, just 1 Digivolve cost itself as well, so you can be pretty quick there, which gives black at the moment 2 1-cost level 4s to Digivolve into, which yeah, makes our job easier to get high up in the levels. And yeah, that's just Numemon. He's cheap, he's weak, but he's there to Digivolve, to be a step basically. You're not going to do anything with Numemon itself. Next up, we do, of course, like I mentioned, we do play the reboot package, so of course want to play Greymons, which do give us gemming, which is pretty nice for, not for Ragnaloardmon necessarily itself, because the only one which is really stronger than that are other Ragnalords or Omnimons, so in that regard, reboot can be nice. But it helps a lot if you get the jamming on earlier stages, like your level 5 for example. Getting jamming on that, allowing you to get some early aggression, chipping at the security before you go with a big hit with Ragnaloardmon can definitely help the deck, helps with deck consistency. So that's why I decided to go with Greymon. He has only 4 cost, hard play cost as well, which makes him very cheap to play. So like I said, that's why you can get away with less rookies in black, because they have a lot of these cheap rookies, of course Numemon being the king of cheap level 4s, and then Greymon coming up next. But yeah, the next one we play 3 times is, like you could probably think, the Legend Arms one, Tia Ludemon. He is one of the cards we can search up with Ludemon, and I actually increased the number to that to 3, just to more reliably be able to search out for level 4 in case I need it with my Ludemons and stuff like that. It just helps with the reliability of getting always the level you need, to have more of these in the deck than, for example, Greymons or Tankmons you will see later on. But yeah, here's a nice inheritable effect, of course, with that if you want to level 7, you can Digivolve on attack, which is a pretty nice effect to get rid of blockers, for example. If the opponent evolved into a blocker, you can just attack with your big Ragnaloardmon, Digivolve that, and open the door for some of your weaker Digimon to get through, and yeah, do the killing blow, because Ragnaloardmon will get rid of all the security left usually, and then you just need one of the weaker ones to sneak through the defenses, which are now Digivolved to go for the win. And last but not least, I already talked about it. Free Tankmon. He's one of more of the wrong cost Digivolve level 4 champions. That's why I have him in the deck. Only 3 of them. Over Lumamon is just better hard playing. The power doesn't really matter. You're not doing too much on level 4 with this deck. You wait till you are at level 5 and over that to actually start attacking and stuff like that. So an extra DP only really matters if you're like afraid of like Omnimon Alter S, for example, or Volcanic Dramon. That's where this extra DP comes into play. So if you face more of that in your like, and you want to be prepared for that, you definitely increase that to 4 and cut some one of the other champions down a notch. And as you can see, I don't play any of the level 4 blocker. And that's why I have in my level 5 slot, I actually do have 4 Andromon, because blocker are important, that's why you want them. But I personally like Andromon way more. Gardromon can be nice, but like I already said, I want to have some nice inheritables on my level 4s, or I want to have them cheap. And Andromon doesn't do either of that. Andromon is a target you don't really want to evolve over, because you don't want to evolve over your blocker, barring with another blocker. And yeah, in the early game, it's, I think, Andromon, you can get to that very quickly in the deck either way. And having the extra 7000 DP definitely helps a lot. I mean, Gardromon has the same, but this guy can attack as well. And this is why, for example, if you can get jamming and reboot on this, that's already a nice attacker on level 5, which you can chip at the security and keep having him re-standard, being the strong robot there, blocking the opponent's attacks. But yeah, we play 4 of them because, like I said, we don't play any level 4 blockers, and we do need more blockers. If you decide to put Gardromons in your level 4 slot, you can probably cut down on Andromons for sure in this slot. And for example, play 4 of the other 2 level 5s, which you see right here. By the way, we play a total of 10 level 5 Digimon. 4 of them are Andromon. 3 of them are the Metal Greymon. Like I mentioned, the reboot package of 1.0, we still do that. He gives you an extra security checks, which allows us to get another security check on Ragnaloardmon, guaranteed since it does have reboot. And yeah, gives us a total potential of 4 checks with Ragnaloardmon with another cards we will see later on. But yeah, Metal Greymon, it's nice on itself already since it does have the reboot keyword. So if you get jamming on that, that's another one of the nice level 5 attackers you can chip at the security already. Both of them have 7000 DP, so they get over the regular 6000 DP blockers, and you can start chipping at security safely with jamming and having reboot, having them ready again, without having to worry about too much, barring of course option cards like Gaia Force or something like that. But yeah, that's why we play Greymon. Like I said, if you want to, if you play level 4 blockers, you can probably cut down 1 Andromon and play 4 Metal Greymon instead, because I think that's the more important one. The less important one is the Raiju Ludamon. Of course, we play the Legend Arms in a level 5 slot as well. He has the same inheritable as the level 4 Ludamon, which is that we can Digivolve 1 level by attacking. But he is mainly there to, like we already mentioned, increase our chances to get the level we need with our Ludamons. And what the advantage he has over the other ones is he only has 6 play costs, which is cheap for level 5. Black doesn't have his 2 cost Digivolve, 5 hard play cost level 5 yet, as Monzaemon in blue, for example, or the Ground Dramon, or is Core Dramon, one of the 2, Ground Dramon I think it is, in red. So yeah, we get that in BT4, but till then we have to play the free cost Digivolve level 5s, and I decide to go with the ratio there, for the reasons mentioned yeah, earlier in the video already. Now going up to the level 6, we play 8 there in total, and of course we have to play the Ragnarlord duo of Durandamon and Brüveludramon. We start off with 4 Durandamon, which I think is more important because it gives us piercing, as you can see right here, or as you can probably not see yet. But it gives us piercing, as you can see at the bottom there, once we Digivolve to level 7 with that, which is, with the multiple security checks of Ragnaloardmon, I think more important. You want to get guaranteed through with that, or potentially even remove an opponent's Digimon, which is currently suspended, and still make your security checks. So that's why I think piercing is more important, especially you can Digivolve for free into that, and you can get your attack off, then Pierce of course is stronger. He's the sword for a reason. He gives us more offense. Other than that, he's of course the 12k vanilla attacker, which still can get, for example, security attack and reboot and all the shenanigans from and jamming from the Greymons and reboot line. So yeah, it really helps having a great attacker there. And the main reason why we play more of the red ones, we will say later on, because we do have a Tamer, but we do have the red Tamer. But yeah, we still of course want blocker potentially, because getting all the keywords on Ragnaloardmon is nicer. That's why we still play 2 Brüveludramon, which will give us blocker. And yeah, I think 6 is a nice number to hit with these Ragnaloardmons level 6ers, to guarantee that if you have a level 6 on board, you have another one of these in hand to get your Ragnaloardmon for free, because as you can see, Ragnaloardmon has of course the when Digivolve effect. You may place 1 Durandamon or Brüveludramon, which are these 2, under its sources to gain free memory, which basically makes that these 3 are negated and you get it for free. And yeah, you could increase that if you see that you don't have enough of them in hand. But since we do play 3 of the Ludemon, which can tutor one of these 6 out as well, out of the 5, you are very likely to have 2 of them in hand, for example, to get for only 3 from a level 5 up to level 7 on Ragnarlord. Because you play first the Draenamon, then you Digivolve that to Ragnarlord and put them on that. So if you have a Tamer on board, you can already go for level 5 to Ragnarlordmon in one turn and still attack, which can be pretty devastating for the opponent. But yeah, our 2 level 6s left are the Blitz Greymon. Blitz Greymon is just a great Mega in general. It does have 4 Digivolve costs, but that's basically worth it through when Digivolve effective that you get to Digivolve 2 levels, and it has Piercing itself. So if you get the reboot package with Security Tech and jamming on that with Piercing, he is like a mini Ragnarlordmon already. Just going straight for Security, being able to Digivolve something on Evolving. And yeah, he is red as well, so the majority of our level 6s is red. We only have, let me put it in the screen, there we go. We only have 2 black level 6s, and as you probably saw already, Ragnarlordmon itself is red as well. So we have a very red heavy top end. The base is black, but our top Digimon are mostly red, and that's why we do play as our tamer the red tie. Because he does, once we have a red Digimon with 4 more sources, he gets an additional security attack, which is very easy enabled in this deck, be it with Draenamon, be it with Blitz Greymon, or be it with Ragnarlordmon. Most of them will have 4 sources, especially Ragnarlordmon, since you will be able to put an additional under that once Digivolve. You can start from a level 4 source and still have 4 sources under that to get an additional security attack. You don't have to start from Rookie or from Tama for that. And of course you do want to have the free memory from the Guaranteed, with which this tamer does for you, to be able to play Ragnarlordmon potentially and attack in the same turn, even if you don't have an additional, like one of the Brivaludramons or Durandamons in hand to, yeah, make it for free. And yeah, that's the deck in total. That's 50 cards. Of course, let me know in the comments what you think about the deck. For me, this version performed the best for me. I play tested, I did go through a lot of changes in the deck, and I changed ratios there, I changed card in general. I took out Breath of the Gods because it sucked. I took out Frescaruma, which I had over Blitz Greymon before. I put in the red tie over the black tie because he just was doing more in general for the deck. But yeah, that's the deck. I hope you will have fun playing around with it or playing some variant of Ragnarlordmon. Definitely check it out. Black is finally viable in 1.5. It's not a meme color anymore. Ragnarlordmon is a threat people have to yeah, respect, and I'm very happy for that. Black was always one of my more liked colors, but sadly not well represented in 1.0. But yeah, that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, you know the deal. Hit me on Twitter and Facebook, all the links in the description, and I will see you another time. Ciao.